you know, semi-dramatic lighting again. I'm gonna put some lipstick on. Like, I just don't want to set up my lights. It might be this. All right, let's put lipstick on. All right, now we look slightly human, and we'll see what happens. My hair doesn't fit in the frame. It's messy bun day. That's what we're working with. My shadow is absolutely insane. Hello, and welcome to the Plies and Hellhounds newly rebranded YouTube channel, corner of the internet. This is episode 127. We were formerly the Once Upon a Corgi podcast, and we have changed the name and glowed up, if you will. So this is a Crafty Puppy Interrupted podcast coming to you from Southern Connecticut. I am your human host, Gabby. You can find me and all my hand-dyed yarn at Gabigailss and Plies and Hellhounds and pliesandhellhounds.com. Thank you so much to returning viewers, and welcome and hello to all new viewers. Thank you so much for checking us out. We're going to have a pretty short episode today because we are in the middle/beginning of vlogmas. The only announcements I have going into this is the PumpkinMAL was supposed to end December 1st, but Instagram still has like a hold on the hashtags. My fellow Pump Queen, Joanna of Stitching the High Notes, and I are gonna touch base this weekend and see what we can do about that. If we can still pull prizes from the hashtag or not. It's just not showing us the most recent stuff. So that is still going to happen. Obviously, we just have to figure out how we're gonna do it / when this freeze on hashtags is going to be lifted. Yeah, so with that, let's get into what I've been working on. So I have no finished objects at all. I think the last thing I finished was the Doris skirt, which gets into what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the Doris skirt again, the Doris skirt by Misusu Patterns out of a crushed black velvet knit, and I'm wearing my Advent Shady side. The Shady side pattern is by Samantha Guerin Designs, and I knit this using my Advent of Woodland Minis from last year. And the little stripes are Nightmares +10 on fig lace. So this is like my cozy sweater, and I love it so much. Whips in order of age. It is Advent season, so basically all I'm knitting is Advent things, but I am now on the sleeve of my Alder Grove pullover, which is a test knit for Sam. And she designed this, and I am knitting this out of Lavender Lune's Slub fingering weight and Suri Alpaca. I think that's also a fingering weight. And here it is. I'm using the colorway Shadowsinger for the Slub and Rumor for the the Suri Alpaca. I'm on sleeve 1. I am so excited. It fits so nicely. It's backwards. There's the front. I didn't change anything for the pattern. I knit it to the length that she specified. I'm on sleeve 1. I'm hoping to get the sleeve done probably tomorrow. I think I have 4 inches of this color, and then I do the decreases, and then the other sleeve. This knit up so quick. I mean, it's a stockinette sleeve, so it's a win-win. And every 3 or 4 inches, you get to switch colors. So intrigue. This is the first skein of the Suri Alpaca. I don't know. I have to look at the pattern. I might have to break into the second skein, which is fine. This is why I bought 2. But I feel like I'm going to be very close to doing 1 skein of the alpaca and 2 skeins of the fingering weight. Here's the slub base all caked up. Oh, I love this color so much. And yeah, I'm just chugging along on this. I'm using size 6 Knit Pro Zings. Oh, is this your tennis ball for the day? This is Iron's tennis ball for the day. I'm not throwing it. It's not playtime. And I'm knitting the second size, so it's a 35-inch. Thanks, Audrey. It's a 35-inch bust. So I'm going to have about 4 or 5 inches of positive ease, but I did want like an oversized thing. So I'm probably not going to aggressively block this. Because I don't want it to grow any more than what it is at. And that is my not Advent knitting. I have not touched anything else pre-Advent. I know I need to. I'm in the Advent stuff. And I've got a project coming up, but I will talk about that when all the yarn comes in for it. Advent knitting number 1. This is for my Friendvent. Yes. That I do with my friend. I think we've been doing this for like 4 years now. And so we make each other advents and send them. Usually we exchange them at Rhinebeck. But this year, instead of doing 24 minis, which is what we usually do, we decided to do 6 20-gram minis and 1 full skein, and we were going to do the Artist Garden Socks by Tiff Neilan. I'm mailing hers out tomorrow because the little gifties that I ordered to put in there, the last one has not arrived. It's been in Memphis for like 5 days now. My backup plan also has not arrived. So I'm just going to mail it out to her tomorrow, and then I'll just mail out the gifties when they come in. So I have cast on both socks. I'm knitting these concurrently, but I only have 1 set of needles free, so I'm just switching the needles between cables. So there's 2. So there it is. It's a broken rib. I'm knitting this on size 5s. Yeah, it's a 5. So I'm knitting these on, I am knitting these on a US 5. And I'm holding 2 fingering weights double for just some super Marley socks. She does have the pattern. You can either hold 2 or 3 fingering weight strands together, and she provides directions for both of those. So I have finished these 2. I open the next mini tomorrow. And these took me maybe 2 hours to knit both of these. And that included like having to recast on like 4 times because I just kept casting on with too long of a tail, and I didn't want to end up not having enough. I have tons of mini left over, but I don't want to risk it because I left too big of a cast on tail. So that is Advent project number 1. I really like the 6 20-gram mini skein idea. It's perfect. It's a lot less stressful than trying to knit. Like, we don't have a deadline on it, but it's still stressful. Advent project number 2 is from my Advent calendar, the Advent of Minis, which is inspired by the Throne of Glass series by Sarah DeMoss. And I am knitting the Radvent Cardigan by Amnah O'Brien. And I am changing a couple things around, but I will explain to those after I show you this. So I have sleeve number 1 cast on. It is a knit sideways cardigan that you stripe all of your minis, and I am holding them double with a skein of Never Trust a Prince. That's a good one. That's a good spot. On my fig lace base. I love them together so far. It's definitely muting it out so it's not as stripy, which perfect. I mean, I love a good stripe with minis, but I think it's just beautiful. I mean, the pattern calls for you to hold double with something. So I am there. I am changing the pattern a little bit. So what I've changed so far is she calls for a main color for the cuffs and the ribbing. I interpreted that as my day 25. So I didn't want to open up my day 25 and accidentally spoil it for anybody during Vlogmas. So I did a provisional cast on at the cuff. So after Christmas, I will pick up the cuff on both sleeves since it's knit sleeve to back, sleeve to back. Also, the pattern calls for 1 through 25 in the stripes. So I did not realize that because apparently, even though I read all the directions and thought I could do math and change things, I can't read directions or do math. And I'm still going to change things. So I had to do some math to redistribute the like 18 rows that would have been color 25. That way I can do 24 colors, but it still comes out the right width / length, the right size. So let's change number 2, provisional cast on, changing the stripe pattern from 24 to 25 or 25 to 24. And the other thing is she has you, because you knit from the sleeve in, so like you start here and go in, she has you start on color 24 for the left side and go into color 14. But I don't want to knit my Advent out of order, so the directions are simple enough. I think I can like back knit it. So what I'm going to do is I'll knit the first 13. I mean, I've got like 8 days to like really solidify this idea. And then for day 14, I will provisionally cast on in the middle of the back and then knit towards the sleeve. That way I'm knitting in order. I don't have to open minis before that day, and then I can still do the provisional, not the provisional, I believe it's a 3 needle bind off to connect the two. So that's my plan. I'm going to read the directions again to see how she connects them. If she doesn't do a 3 needle bind off, because my Hope cardigan did, and it's got a very nice seam in the back. I like it. It's a good design feature. If she doesn't want that, I may just continue knitting in, just not even, maybe I'll just do that. I won't even provisionally cast on a second piece. I'll just keep knitting it and just do it backwards. We'll see. I'll at least put a lifeline in if I do that. So yeah, that is my plan. I love this so much so far. In order, we have day 1, which is Glass Castle, times Rift, and Alentia, and I'm working on day 4, which is Beautiful Wraith. So these 3 are Throne of Glass, and I'm now on Queen of Shadows. I am so excited. I think I'm going to need 2 skeins of the Never Trust a Prince. I dyed 2 and put them aside just in case. So we'll see. We shall see. I love this. I've been working on this in the morning while watching vlogmases. And yeah, this one's, it's starting to take a little bit longer because we're getting up there in numbers already. So it's been my in-between dyeing, knitting, vlogmas knitting, and trying to get it done in the morning. That way I'm not scrambling at night and I can work on my Grove pullover because that's a test knit and I need to finish it. And that's all I've been working on knit-wise. Whatever sewing mojo I thought I had, that was a lie. I made the Doris skirt and I have part of another one cut out, but I haven't sat down and like cleaned up my sewing area and cut it out and finished it. I know it's going to take me less than a day to do that. It's just, I don't think I had the sewing mojo. So yeah, that's all the things I have been crafting. I did do some cheeky purchases because, again, no self-control this year at all. At least this quarter. This quarter, there's been no self-control, especially with Christmas. I don't know what it is about 2020, but I want to give all my gifts. Nope, I want to give all my friends so many gifts. So I'm telling myself it doesn't count because it's not stuff for me. It's for other people because it made me think of them. But this was for me. This purchase, I was sent a link to this dyer who I've never heard of before. They have an advent calendar and they have like another kind of advent calendar. So I went shopping with Wild in the Woods. She is so I have a star bookmark and she did send in this little box. There's no date on it, so I took that as open it now, and I did. And it comes with some wild rose tea, a little charm jar filled with stars. I don't know. There it is. And then this moon charm, because the moon. That's rough, buddy. I love them so much. It's going to take a feat of strength not to rip these open immediately. So the first one is, which just breaks my heart, January 28th is the first mini. So the same friend that sent me the link to the shop, she suggested that I make a little moon mobile. So then they're hanging up all year and beautiful, and then I can just pluck them as the month goes on. So I'm gonna try that this weekend. If it doesn't work, I told Jake that he needs to hide this from me and only get it out when it's time, when it's that time of the month. Her packaging already just blows me away. I thought I was so clever with the little pillow boxes, and then she just gets these cute stickers and so good. So that was my cheeky yarn purchase. She did sell out of these. I think I bought one of like the last 2. I don't know when she put pre-orders up for it. Do you want to go on the bed? Is that why you're mad? Yeah, I don't know when those went up, but I'm really glad I snagged one. And I love, like, she just has this dark, moody, witchy, natural vibe. Like, she's got these natural dyed yarns. I want a sweater's quantity of something of hers. So that was my cheeky yarn purchase. I did make some cheeky book purchases as well because no chill 2020. The first one I got was from Y'all Fest, which is a young adult writing fest. Went online this year, and so I went to a couple of the panels because they were free, and immediately got sucked into buying a book from them. So they were doing signed copies of their books, so I picked up a signed copy of Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. And this is a young Latina boy is, like, his family's not accepting his now gender, so he tries to raise his murdered cousin's spirit and instead raises, like, the bully from his school, I think. Is that what it is? Yeah, he accidentally summons the ghost of the school's resident bad boy. And, you know, all the hijinks they get into after that. I am very excited. I've heard such good things about this book. I can't wait. The other two purchases I got, I pre-ordered A Court of Silver Flame by Sarah J. Maas, which is coming out February 16th. And I got the Azrael POV one because do I want to buy the Resand POV one? Yeah, absolutely I do. Am I gonna? Probably. So to console myself, I'm not pre-ordering both of them. I ordered 2 more books when I ordered my pre-order. I didn't think they would ship them without, like, until I got the other one, but they did. I'm not mad. So the first one is Furyborn by Claire Legrand. And I have, again, heard a ton of good things about this. I am super excited. It's got one of those, like, very soft covers, and I love it. I am super excited to get into this. Again, heard great things about it. The World Will Fall, Two Queens Will Rise. Give me more. And the other one is The Bone Witch by Rin Chapico. And this has also been recommended via Book Talk. I have seen it in a ton of places. So I am super excited to get into this because it is some dark witchcraft and wars. Just war all around. Let's go. My book things. I'm trying to slow down on buying books because I'm not reading them fast enough, and also Christmas is coming, so I want to take inventory after Christmas. I did send my siblings and my mom 2 separate lists, so that way they can't accidentally buy the same books. So that's it for all my crafting and the ridiculous things that I have been buying section. The rest of this will be a relatively small update section and beyond crafting. If you're not here for any of those, thank you so much for watching, and if you are, let us continue on. I am having a shop update December 5th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be a relatively small one just to fill some color gaps here and there. I have to do inventory after Indie and the Christmas holidays, but I do have some exciting news. We did the rebranding this week, and thank you so much everybody who has reached out about it. I was super nervous about releasing the name, and the response was amazing, so thank you so much. I had ordered like 2,000 yarn labels in Once Upon a Corgi, and I still have about half that box left. So I got some stickers to put on these labels until the new ones come in. Ta-da! So I'm so excited. But I got so many of them, so I think I'm going to start throwing in stickers. There we go. I think I'm going to start throwing in stickers to some of the orders. And I've always wanted these. Some little thank you note postcards to put in with, you know, our contact information and just a little message. So I am super excited that the new branding stuff is starting to come in. I've got all new yarn labels that once I go through these guys, I'm going to try using the tissue paper as wrapping the yarn. Is that the sentence I want? I usually have the plastic bags, but I'm trying to cut back on them. We'll see. I'm hoping the poly mailers is enough protection. So I'm going to do a trial run with it and see how people like it. If you guys really don't like it, then that's fine. I'd rather have the yarn be protected than do it for the looks out of anything. So I am so excited. They came in today. I love them. I love them so much. So that is it for shop update section. I don't know what the updates are going to look like for the rest of the month. We have a ton of yarn in stock, and I am trying to organize my ideas for next year. I have not a ton, but I have like a really big like yarn club idea for next year. I just need to sit down and figure out if it's doable. But yeah, that's it for shop update section. Again, thank you so much to everybody who has reached out or commented on anything. I am so excited for the new name, and I think it really is going to embody what we've grown into as a yarn business and crafter / crafting channel. So with that, this is Beyond Crafting, what I've been up to besides crafting, and that is Vlogmas. Just Vlogmas right now. We are doing the technical bakes for the Great British Bake Off. So I did the pineapple upside down cake, which turned out really good. I didn't have the little mini mold, so I just used a regular cake pan. So the sponge cake was thinner than it should have been, but the only other time I've ever made pineapple upside down cake was in a cast iron pot on a fire. Because apparently I'm from the 1700s. We used to make it all the time in Girl Scouts. It was like we had to do it once for a badge. We had to bake something on a campfire, so we decided to do pineapple upside down cake, and that so that's the only way I've ever baked it until now. Planning all these bakes around Jake's days off because he gets 2 a week, and I believe I have to do 2 bakes a week up until Christmas. I'd like all of them done before Christmas. We'll see. We'll see if that works. So tomorrow is the next bake day, and that is chocolate macaroons with a mango puree. I'm not super excited for them. I don't love macaroons, but the recipe only makes like 6, so I'm okay with that. I love mango puree though, so I'm very excited for that. So that's our baking things. We have been working on A Peculiar Peril. I am at the halfway point. The book is split into like 2 parts, so I just finished part 1. I'm going to start part 2 tonight. I am so excited, and I do love, I'm not going to show it to you up close because I don't want any spoilers, just in case, but it's got book club questions in the back of book 1, which is somebody who's in a book club. I love that. Book club, I did not read the last 2 books. We're voting on the next book, and I believe it's between Shadow and Bone, which, yes, please, and The Bear and the Nightingale, which is a story about a girl in a Russian, like a, I want to say vague, but that's not the word, in an isolated Russian village, which not worships, but like makes sacrifices to a spirit in that area to keep them safe from the Russian wilderness, probably. Her dad marries a girl from the city who bans all that, so like the crops are dying and bad things are happening, so she has to go out and save the town. I'm good with either of those. I think I want to read The Bear and the Nightingale, even if we don't pick it as book club. But we were trying to do wintry themed books that weren't necessarily Christmas or holiday themed, because I feel like this year we're going to oversaturate ourselves with holiday stuff, just as like, I need some lighthearted Hallmark movies on in the background. Yeah, so I'm hoping the second half goes by a lot quicker than the first half. I do love this book. It's just taking a long time to get through it. We got our Christmas tree. It's not decorated yet. I think I'm going to put lights on it tonight. Tomorrow we're going to actually decorate it since Jake has the day off. And then we are doing a sparkling wine and baked brie movie night with a couple friends virtually over the internets, since we're now back down into phase 2 of lockdown. And I anticipate it going further down into lockdown within the next couple of weeks. I know they're just waiting for like the Thanksgiving numbers to come in and see how the hospitals are. So I'm mentally and physically just preparing to really hunker down for a while. That's what I'm telling myself with all these purchases. But our yarn stash is good. Our fabric stash is good. Our book stash is great. I don't know what we're doing for Christmas yet. We have to assess that as we come closer. I think it depends on how busy Jake's job is and how, if we can spread out, since we have to go to 3 different houses for the holiday season. I don't want to go 3 consecutively in like a day. That's just too much for me. I need more coffee. So thank you so much for watching, for supporting the shop, supporting the podcast. And I hope you guys are enjoying Vlogmas. If you're watching Vlogmas, I hope you were enjoying your advent calendar if you got an advent calendar. And I hope this month is a little kinder than the past 11 months of 2020. We're almost out. We're so close. All right, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.